Come and bring the pets, bring your kitties, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. East side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town. Oh, the butcher and the baker and the people of the streets, where do they go? To meet the Mets. Oh, they're hollering, they're cheering, and they're jumping in their seats. Where do they go? To meet the Mets. All the fans are true to the orange and blue. So hurry up and come on down, 'cause we got ourselves a ball. But the Mets of New York town. Give 'em a yell. Give 'em a hand. And let 'em know you're rooting in the stand. Come on and meet the Mets. Meet the Mets. Step right up and greet the Mets. Bring your kitties, bring your wife. Guaranteed to have the time of your life because the Mets are really sucking the ball. Knocking those home runs over the wall. The east side, west side, everybody's coming down to meet the METS Mets of New York town. Of New York town.
Hey, welcome everybody. This is CP Cards and Dice, and welcome to another presentation of our Payoff Pitch 1969 Mets replay. And 1969, 2019 was the 50th anniversary of the 1969 Miracle Mets, the Amazons. They beat the Baltimore Orioles, and I believe it was 5 games in 1969. So we decided we're going to replay 1969, and this is game 19. This is April 29th. It's a 3-game set in Montreal at Jarry Park Stadium. Very friendly towards left-handed hitters. And remember that this is your home for chat, tutorials, strategy, player profiles, history, reviews, news, tips, unboxings, tops, baseball cards, and so forth. And let's see if I can show you I have Jerry Koosman's 1969 baseball card. These are gorgeous. They're a classic for sure. Love to see those. It's a 1970 card based on the 1969 season. And Payoff Pitch is a lot of fun, and it's Mudcat Grant. This is the second start against the Mets. He started 10 games, 1-6 with a 4.80 ERA. Against Jerry Koosman, the other half of the ace duo of the Mets, Jerry Koosman and Tom Seaver. Koosman was 17-9 with a 2.28 ERA, so the advantage goes to the Mets and Koosman in this game. Leading off for the Mets is going to be Buddy Harrelson against Mudcat Grant, and let me go over it quickly. The lineups. It's going to be Buddy Harrelson, Rod Gasper batting second and center field. Kenny Boswell, the second baseman, batting third. Left fielder is Cleon Jones. Tommy Agee has been out for a while, so he should be getting back soon. Cleanup is Cleon Jones in left field. Batting fifth is Ed Kranepool. First baseman. Batting sixth is Ron Swoboda, the right fielder. Batting seventh is J.C. Martin. He's giving Jerry Grody the day off. He's the Mets' everyday catcher. Kevin Collins is at third base, batting eighth, and then batting ninth is Jerry Koosman. I'm not sure of his pitcher batting card just yet. We'll look into that. And we're right about to get started. Payoff Pitch. It's a blast. You get every single card, high quality production of high quality parts and so forth. You got amazing cards. And the way you play it is you add the 2 D6. That gives you a section off of the pitcher's card that you'll turn to the batter's card, and then you add you read the black first, then the white, and then it will add up, and then you look on the section that corresponds on the batter's card. So there's a pitcher. This is kind of the triad system, not unlike inside pitch and replay, where you're looking at the pitcher, the batter, and then the ballpark. This is more of a modern approach to baseball. Distances itself away from the more traditional systems out there of the classic games of Stratomatic and APA. The atomic age games is what I call them. So let's get started. It's going to be Mudcat Grant. He's going to looking for to Bateman for the sign. Now we're going to roll the 2d6 first. That's going to be an 11. 11 is wheelhouse. Wheelhouse for Bud Harrelson against a righty. Doesn't have much of a wheelhouse. It's going to be 1 to 32 is going to be some sort of a hit. So we got to roll. Got to roll low, and an 88 is not going to do it. That's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. Wills, and he throws him out for out number 1. So it's going to be 6-3. And we're keeping the stats on Replay Baseball computer game. All right, we're going to roll them all together. That's going to be a 3. That's Patient. Patient 40. And that's a ground ball up the middle and through for a base hit for Rod Gasper. He's on at first with a single. Let's see if we can get a lead. We're looking for a 4 for a lead, and we roll a 7, so we're not going to get a lead there. Kenny Boswell next. We're going to hit and run with Kenny Boswell. That's a 6. In play 14. In play 14 is line base hit to right. And hustling around second and going on to third base is Rod Gasper. Hit and run works. And Mets have first and third for Cleon Jones with only 1 out. All right, kicking the die around a little bit. That's a pitch. It's a snake eyes off Mudcat, and that's ballpark. A 56 now. This is Jerry Park is very friendly towards left-handed batters. And not too bad against righties. So this 50-50, it goes 1 to 67 for right-handed batters. So it's going to be we're looking in the wheelhouse. So this pitch is right down the middle in Cleon Jones' wheelhouse, and see what he can do with it. And a 57 is a fly ball to, that looks like right field. Oh no, what did I roll? 57. Yep, fly ball to right field, and back goes Clendenin. Clendenin, the first baseman, and Staub and Clendenin is going to make the catch. So it's a pop 3 for out number 2. So Cleon Jones pops out. And very quickly, there's 2 outs, and it's Eddie Kranepool with Boswell on at first and Gasper on at third. Eddie Kranepool is batting .308 and bats from the left side. He's got 8 RBIs on the season. So using Replay Baseball play all the teams for you. All you got to do is input your team. Hey there, Benny Blades is in the house. Don't forget rants. I don't plan the rants; they just happen. All right, Ed Kranepool. Here's the pitch from Mudcat Grant. That's a 5. Patient 12, and that's going to be ball 4. 3-2 pitch, high outside, and Kranepool strolls down first. That's going to load the bases. And stepping in the box is Ron Swoboda. He bats from the right side. Let's look a little bit at Ron Swoboda, what he's done so far in this replay. We're at the end of April. He's batting .244 with 8 RBIs. And here's the pitch from Mudcat Grant with 2 outs and the bases loaded. That's going to be a 6. That's in play 83. In play 83 is a grounder to short, and that's Wills flips to Sutherland, and that retires the side. So we go to the bottom of the first, no score. Maury Wills leading it off. And then it's going to be Manny Mota, the left fielder, batting second. Rusty Staub in the third hole and in playing right field. Then cleanup is Don Clendenin, and he's just about a month away from, actually he's about a month away, 6 weeks away from joining the Mets and being a big part of their World Series drive. He's batting fourth. Then batting fifth is Coco LeBoy, the third baseman, right-handed batter, batting 273. Gary Sutherland, the second baseman, batting sixth at 243. Batting seventh is Bateman. I believe it's John Bateman. Batting seventh, the catcher, and batting eighth is Don Bosch, batting 250. And then batting ninth is Mudcat Grant, and he is the pitcher. Jerry Koosman, left-hander, looks in for the sign. And let's roll for Will, see what I'm going to have to get some light here because I'm having issues seeing. That's a 5 in play. In play 34 against a lefty. And that's a comebacker. Koosman feels his position. 1 away. Manny Mota next. And I don't know if I'm going to re-roll that because I felt like I didn't roll all the dice. All right. That's a 10. That's going to be tough, a tough 83. And that's a ground ball to short. Easy bounce for Harrelson. And gets Mota 6-3. If you're scoring at home, and I think you should. Rusty Staub now bats from the left side. And that's a 7. A 7 is in play 22. And that's a line shot, base hit right field. Swoboda plays it on the hop. And it's a 2-out single for Rusty Staub. Heck of a hitter. Bats 245 against lefties, but batted 325 against righties. Eventually goes to play with the Mets and then plays for Detroit. I believe end his career pretty much. I think he comes back one more year with the Mets. So Don Clendenin has good power, bats from the right side. Against lefties, he hit 2 home runs. Let's see. This is his card with this is his card with Montreal. This is not his combined card. So Montreal, he hit 4 home runs, but all against righties, so he won't be hitting one against lefties here. That's 4. That's a tough 0-2 is strike 3. And that retires the side. High heat. Fans Clendenin for the 3rd out. And we go to the top of the 2nd. Mudcat Grant to sets and deals. That's a tough 0-7 is going to be a strikeout. J.C. Martin whiffs. Kevin Collins now. He bats from the left side. That's a 4. That's defense. We're going to pull a card. This is the best, easiest way to do this. Range shortstop. We roll the 45. So the shortstop is Wills. We're going to take a look at what his range is. He's a D range, which is basically 1 to 55. We roll a 45, so that's going to be through for a base hit. Into left field. By Wills in the hole. Wills doesn't get to it. So Collins is on with a single. Collins is not going to be running. He's doesn't really have no stolen bases or no caught stealing. So it's 1 out, and we're going to let Koosman bat. Koosman is pitcher hitting card number 1. That's a 7. It's a tough 15, and that's strike 3. Out number 2. Curveball gets Koosman. Question is why he's throwing the pitcher a curveball. Patient 84, and that's a ground ball to short. Wills flips to Sutherland, and that retires the side. Coco LeBoy leading it off for Montreal. And that's a patient 83. Bounces to the shortstop. Harrelson throws him out. Gary Sutherland next. 8 is patient, a patient 15, and that's ball 4. So Sutherland jogs down to first, and he had 5 stolen bases and 7 caught stealing. We're going to try to get that lead. He's a 4. We roll a 6. John Bateman now. We're going to try to hit and run with 1 out. Keep out of stay. Oh, wait, who's batting next? Who's batting next? Okay, we still have somebody there before the pitcher. 10. That's tough. A tough 44. And if this is a strikeout, he's in big trouble, and it is. Swings through it and throw down a second base. And it becomes an F base stealer automatically, and he is out. Double play. Strike him out, throw him out, double play. Martin throws out Sutherland. And let's see how I can play this. So it's going to be a K, and then we're going to have a runner on first is going to be out at second. And it's going to be 2. Who's up? He's a switch hitter batting righty, so it's going to be second baseman covering. It's going to be 2-4. And okay, and that retires the side. Rod Gasper is going to lead it off for the Mets in the top of the 3rd. No score here from Montreal, from Jarry Park. Patient 0-3, and that's going to be a walk to Rod Gasper. So he's on first base now. Kenny Boswell's up next. He's a left-handed batter. And it's in play 66. In play 66 is a ground ball to the shortstop. So this could turn into a double play if we roll 7 or less. And we do. That's a 6-4-3 double play. So it's Wills to Sutherland, throw to first in the dirt, scooped up by Clendenin. And there's 2 outs. Still trying to familiarize myself with the with replay baseball on the screen. And let me get a little bit of crowd noise. It's a little bit eerie. The silence is a little bit eerie. Not too loud in the background, just a little bit of noise. That's loud. Hold on a second. There we go. All right, so Cleon Jones with nobody on, nobody out. With nobody on and 2 out here in the top of the 3rd. Cleon Jones is the Mets' top hitter, and I'll tell you what he's doing. Cleon Jones is batting .377 with 6 RBIs in the almost at the end of April. This is April 29th. And that's going to be a 9 in play 58. And an in play 58 is a bouncer to second. Sutherland, lollipop hop, gets him at first, and that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. Jerry Kuzman against Bosch. That's a 32 in play. And it's popped up right side. Boswell and Cranepool converge. Boswell calls him off. 1 away. Pitcher now, Grant. Grant's a 5-pitcher hitting card. That's a 7. And that's in play 90. Is a grounded to short up the middle, and Harrelson throws on the run. 2 away. Maury Wills. Oh, that's foul back. Souvenir for a lucky fan. Jerry Kuzman looks in for the sign. It's 11. That's ballpark 58. He's batting from the right side. So that falls in the wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 75. And that's lifted to center field. Racing in is Gasper. Is he going to get there? And he does. For out number 3. Eddie Kranepool leading it off here at the top of the fourth. No score. In play 82. And that's a bounce at a second. One down. Ron Swoboda. Patient 70. And that's up the middle, and Gary Sutherland gets to it. Throws him out. Nice range by Sutherland. And a J.C. Martin. Patient 50, 58. And that's a ground ball to Wills. Out number 3. Bottom of the fourth, no score. Mode at the plate. Bats from the right side, 9. Tough out. It's a guaranteed out. 58 against a lefty. It's a ground ball to second. Kenny Boswell. Oh, wait. Got to undo that. So it's going to be 4-3. One out. Rusty Staub is next. 11 is ballpark. 49 against a lefty. It's going to be wheelhouse. It's 1-36, and that ball's gone. Rusty Staub, and that's a deep drive to right field. Back goes Swoboda to the track, to the wall. Looks up. It's gone. Rusty Staub. 1-0. Montreal. Got to hold that Kuzman fastball, sending it over the wall, over the fence, and into the right field stands. Don Clendenin is next. 1-0 Expos here in the bottom half of the fourth off the solo shot by Rusty Staub. Tough 56. And that's going to be pulled down the line into the left field corner. And Jones, after it, kind of rattles around out there. Don Clendenin, frisky, is going to head to third. And the throw to third is not in time. So it's a 1-out triple for Don Clendenin. Holy smokes. We're going to double check that. That's a 6 is tough. A tough 56. And a tough 56 is going to be a triple for Don Clendenin. Clendenin had one triple in 100 at-bats with the Montreal Expos. Don't know what he did with the Mets after that because I'm not using his combined card. But he's on at third with 1 out. Mets are going to bring the infield in for Coco LeBoy. They want to prevent the run from scoring. They don't want to fall back 2-0 here. The Mets have really struggled scoring runs. That's a tough 13. Should be a strikeout, and it is. Kuzman, fastball by Coco LeBoy, huge strikeout. Mets infield retreats now to their standard positions, and it's Gary Sutherland. That's a 7 that's in play, not what you want to see if you're the Mets, but a high roll. So that's a fly ball left field. Jones towards the line, and he makes the catch, and that retires the side. But the Expos pick up a run on the home run by Rusty Staub. They lead it 1-0 in the fifth. It's going to be Grant versus Collins. 6 is in play, 84. That's a ground ball to second base. Sutherland throws him out. Kuzman is next. Kuzman is a one-pitcher hitting card. And that ball's in play, 27. In play, 27 is a comebacker to Mudcat Grant. Feels his position and throws out Kuzman. That's the top of the order now. Buddy Harrelson with 2 outs. In the top of the fifth, the Mets trail by a score of 1-0. And in play 58 is a ground ball second base, Sutherland. And that retires the side. Bateman in the bottom of the fifth, leading it off against Kuzman. That's a 10, a tough 53. And that's line base hit left field. Jones plays it on a hop. So leadoff batter, Bateman is on at first. He's going to be going station to station with a run rating of 5, unless the cards indicate something different. Bosch, 6. Tough, 55. And that's a strikeout. So a big strikeout for Kuzmin. We're going to get a bunt. Grant is a B bunter. We know he's bunting, so it's going to be a C. And bunted in front of the plate, and quickly out is Martin. He's going to throw to second, and he is out at second base, so they get the lead runner. So it's going to be a fielder's choice, 2-6. And Mudcat Grant is on at first with 2 outs. Maury Wills. Wills batted .205 versus lefties. A patient 19, and that's ball 4. So first and second with 2 outs for Manny Mota. Manny Mota versus lefties batted .400. Two outs, first and second. Grant is at second. Wills is at first. Manny Mota, 400 hitter versus left-handed pitchers, is at the plate. It's 1-0 Montreal here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch. It's a 7. 7 is in play, 19. And that doesn't look like good news. And that's going to be lined to left field and cut off by Jones. Grant with 2 outs. Mudcat Grant is, let's see where we have pitcher hitting card, probably a 6. Mudcat Grant's going to come around to score. Going to third is Wills. So 2-0 now. And runners on first and third for Rusty Staub. So Kuzmin sets some deals to Rusty Staub, always dangerous, first and third, 2 outs. So we need this out. That's going to be foul back, a souvenir for a lucky fan. All right, here goes. That's an 8, and an 8 is patient, 81. And that's chopped to second. Boswell flips to Harrelson, and that retires the side. But the Expos pick up another run. They lead at 2-0. We go to the top of the 6th is Rod Gasper. An 8 is in play, 95. In play, 95 is a fly ball left field. Mota in the gap and runs it down for out number 1. Kenny Boswell. 7 is tough, 48. Tough, 48. And that's going to be line base hit, center field. Boswell ropes it to center. Bosch plays it on a hop. Let's have the tying run at the plate in Cleon Jones. Cleon Jones hit, what did he do? Hit 15 home runs, I believe. Let's get that under the light. 12 home runs. Cleon Jones, pitch from Grant. There's some action in the bullpen. That's a 9. In play, 38 against a righty, and that's going to be a base hit. Boswell's going to go to third. So Cleon Jones singles, keeps his hot hitting going, and it's Ed Kranepool. Now, this is the 6th inning, so he can still go one more inning before he becomes fatigued. So we're going to push him a little bit farther. Eddie Kranepool with 1 out, runners on first and third. That's a 3. That's a patient 94. And that's going to be a patient fly ball. And with Boswell, I believe this is a fly ball to Staub. Boswell is a 7. We're going to have a play at the plate potentially. So we're going to try to make it a sacrifice fly. Let's check out Staub. Staub is an arm rating of 8. So anything below a 7, 6 or less, he scores automatically. Otherwise, 7 or 8, we're going to need a so we don't want to roll a 9. And we roll a 6, and he is safe. So that's a sacrifice fly for Ed Kranepool. Two to 1 now, and it's Ron Swoboda. Ronnie Swoboda, good power. Against righties, it's 1-2-30 on his wheelhouse card. That's a 10. That's in play 50. And in play 50 is a line drive base hit. Going to third is Jones. First and third is J.C. Martin. Now let's take a quick peek here because J.C. Martin up now. He's a left-hander. Let me see who they brought in. Expos pitched McGinn. Let's get McGinn in here. So we're going to bring in all the players you get. Let's look for a replacement pitcher. Danny McGinn, he's a left-hander. That's it for Grant. All right, so it's Dan McGinn, the lefty. McGinn was 7-10 with a 3.94 ERA. Pitched in 132 innings. Started only one game, so he averages about 2 innings. 2 innings an outing. Dan McGinn, Montreal, 1969, versus J.C. Martin, with Swoboda on at first and Jones at third. Swoboda had only 1 stolen base, so we're not going to try to do that. Here's the pitch from McGinn, which is a 5. That's a patient 0-1. That's going to be ball 4. Oh, actually, that's not. Wait a second. J.C. Martin has a crazy patient area because there's no walks there, and it's a 1-7 is going to be a double. So he drives one into the gap, left center field gap between Bosch and Staub, and that's going to roll all the way to the wall. And with 2 outs, we're going to pull the card to see what it says. Double, runners advance 2 bases. So Swoboda's going to stop at third, but the Mets tie this ball game with the 2-out double by J.C. Martin. So 2-2 now, and it's Kevin Collins. Kevin Collins, that's a 7. In play 29, and in play 29 versus a lefty is going to be line base hit into the right field corner, and Staub misplayed it. He's after it now. Mets have taken the lead, and it's 4-2 Mets, and it's going to be a 2-out double for Collins, and that's his second double of the season. Jerry Koosman, the batter. Mets up 4-2 with 4 runs here in the top of the 6th. Tough pitch, 91, strike 3, and that retires the side. But the Mets come up clutch, and they lead it by a score of 4-2, go to the bottom of the 6th. Koosman's still in the game. Koosman can go 8. Well, he becomes fatigued in 8. So he can still go 2 more innings. Don Clendenin leads it off. That's a tough pitch, a tough 88. It's a grounder up the middle, and Harrelson gets there, throws on the run, and gets Clendenin 1 away. Coco LeBoy. 5 in play, 39. And that's popped up right side. Kenny Boswell makes the catch. 2 down. And Sutherland. Tough pitch, 46. And that's lifted to right. Swoboda towards the line. Drifts over. Makes the catch, and that retires the side. We go to top of the 7th. McGinn versus Harrelson. 7 in play, 13. And that's a ground ball and through into right, into left field for a base hit. Buddy Harrelson at first base now. Going to try to hit and run with Gasper. That's a 2. That's a 4. A 31 is going to be wild pitch. So McGinn spikes a fastball. And let's see, a wild pitch. We got to, if he's a 7, we'll allow him to go to third base. And let's do this. He is a 7. Let's make it 1, 2, 3, goes to third base. 4, 5, 6, he stays a second, and it's 1, 2, 3. So he's going to make it all the way to third base on the wild pitch. Actually, you know what? I got to go back and redo that play, undo play, because I have to go into a section that says detail wild pitch and batter to third. There we go. So Mets have a runner on third base, Harrelson, on the wild pitch, the hit and run wild pitch. Rod Gaspar is going to be faced with the infield in now, trying to cut off that run at third. Now with nobody out, Harrelson's going to hold. So it's an automatic play at first base. Tough 21. Tough 21 is driven in the gap into left center field between Mota and Bosch. And scoring easily is Harrelson around first, and the throw to second, and Gasper's in with a double, an RBI double for Rod Gasper. Mets are up 5-2 now. Kenny Boswell. That's a 5 patient, a patient 85. It's a ground ball second base. Over to third goes Gasper. Again, the Expos going to bring the infield in against Cleon Jones. And they're going to walk Cleon Jones here intentionally. Set up the potential double play. Cleon Jones is going to try to get a lead, and he does not. Eddie Kranepool. Infield is halfway. Well, you know what? We're going to play halfway. We're going to get potentially the runner at the plate or the double play. We're going to play it so we can have that opportunity. That's a 6 tough. A tough 24 against a lefty is strike 3. Kranepool strikes out in a big situation. Big pitch by Dan McGinn. And it's Ron Swoboda. We're going to get a relief pitcher. But wait a second. Let me just check quickly. Okay, McGinn is due up next inning, so let's try to get him through this inning. Ronnie Swoboda. Oh, boy, that's ballpark. Ballpark 77. Swoboda is a right-handed hitter. 77 is beyond. So we're looking at in play, 7, and that's 74 in play, and that's fly ball center field. Bosch on the run in the gap and runs it down, and that retires the side. So Swoboda gave it a ride into left center field, but Bosch turned on the jets and chased it down. That retires the side, but the Mets pick up another run. They lead it 5-2. It's going to be Bateman, Bosch, and a pinch hitter for McGinn. 7 is going to be in play 31 against a lefty, and that's right outside of the hit range. And that's a comebacker to Kuzman. Nice play by Kuzman. Throws him out at first. Bosch is next with 1 out. It's 5-2, bottom of the 7th. That's 11. That's ballpark 64. Bosch is batting from the right side. 64 falls within the wheelhouse range. And a 54 is, right outside of hit range. That's flied to right, hooking Swoboda in the corner and makes a nice catch. Right place at the right time for Ron Swoboda. Kind of shaded him over towards the line. And lucky he did, because that's where Don Bosch sent it. Went the other way with that Kuzman fastball. And now it's McGinn. We're going to get a pinch hitter. It's going to be Ty Klein. And then we're going to see Roy Face. We're going to see Roy Face's face on the mound. Ty Klein, and these are the two guys we're looking for. Face and Klein. Oh, Klein's actually he's a lefty. We're gonna bring in a righty here. So let's go to next. Who is their righty pinch hitter? Nobody pinch hit in the next game. They don't use a lot of players in these older. Ron Brandt was used as a pinch runner. Moda and Bocabella. He's available. And Brandt is okay. He's a righty. We're going to bring in Brandt to pinch hit for McGinn. And then it's going to be Roy Face coming in. Nobody on, 2 out. The pitch from Kuzman. It's 11. That's defense. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong place. Ballpark 57. Righty. That's going to be Wheelhouse. Wheelhouse 48. And that's a fly ball right field. Swoboda circling under it. Makes the catch, and that retires the side. Roy Face is in there now to face J.C. Martin. Roy Face was 4-2 with a 3.94 ERA. J.C. Martin steps in the box. He bats lefty. Top of the 8th, 5-2 Mets. See if the Mets can hold on to this lead. Ballpark 75. He's batting lefty. It goes all the way to 92, so we're going to have a wheelhouse chance. So J.C. Martin versus a righty is 1-25, and that ball's gone. That's a deep drive, right field. Back goes Staub to the track. Gone. J.C. Martin gets a hold of one here. Roy Face. Like to get that pitch back. J.C. Martin connects, and that's a 6-2 lead now. Kevin Collins up next, left-handed batter. 7 in play, 47. And that's a fly to left. Moda takes a few steps back, but he's got it. Jerry Kuzman. 8 ballpark, 17. It's a wheelhouse. Kuzman's a 1, so it's a 76. And that's a pop-up. Right side, Sutherland. And that's out number 2. Leadoff batter, Harrison now. And that's foul back. Pitch from Face. 7 in play, 41. That's popped up. Left side, Wills over. Makes the catch, and that retires the side. We go to bottom of the 8th. Going to see if we can squeeze a complete game out of Kuzman. Maury Wills. 6-2 Mets. 10 tough, 30. Tough 30 is going to be a strikeout. Kuzman blows one by. Blows a fastball by Maury Wills. Goes back to the bench shaking his head. Manny Mota. That's a 6-22. Tough 22. And that's going to be line drive. Base hit to left. 1 out single, Manny Mota. 400 batter versus lefties, and it's Rusty Staub. That's a 10. That's a tough 90. And that's going to be a fly ball, deep right field. Back goes Swoboda to the track and makes the catch. So Staub gives it a ride. But Swoboda tracks it down, and it's Kuzman to Clendenin with 2 outs. 7 in play, 81. That's a ground ball, shortstop. Boswell, Harrelson flips to Boswell, and that retires the side. Rod Gasper leading it off versus Face. And ballpark 06, we're looking at a Gaspar potential. No, got no home run chance, but it's a 1-24 hit opportunity, and 76 is not going to cut it. That's a deep fly ball in the gap. Bosch after it and runs it down. Bosch got a nice jump. Boswell, 4 in play, 21 versus a righty, and that's line. Base hit to right. Staub cuts it off. Boswell's on at first. Next is Cleon Jones. 11, that's defense. Pull a card. Defense error third base. We rolled a 69. Third baseman is LeBoy. He's a 3, and that's going to be 1 to 56. So let's see what that becomes. It's an out. It's popped up. Left side. Coco LeBoy under it makes the catch. Out number 2. And it's Eddie Kranepool. 6 is Patient 59. And a 59 Patient is it's line 1 hop to Wills, and he flips to Sutherland, and that retires the side. 6-4. So Jerry Kuzman's trying for the complete game victory here. 6-2 Mets in the bottom of the 9th. It's going to be LeBoy, Sutherland, and Bosch, and Bateman in the bottom of the 9th. Now, I don't have the Mets record. Let me see if the box score tells me what the Mets record is. Yeah, the Mets are 11-7. So if they hold on to win this one, they'll be 12-7. Montreal is 6-12. They'll fall to 6-13 if the Mets can hold on. So it's going to be Jerry Kuzman versus Coco LeBoy. Replay Baseball has a beautiful box score. Here's the pitch from Kuzman. 11 is Ballpark. 56 versus a righty will fall into the wheelhouse. Wheelhouse versus lefty is 1 to 31, but that's a 57. So that's a deep drive, right field. Swoboda in the gap and runs it down. 1 away. LeBoy gave it a ride, but Swoboda was able to get there. Gary Sutherland, right-handed batter, 5. In play, 53. And that's a pop-up to the right side. Kranepool. He's under it. 2 away. John Bateman. So the Expos are down to their last out. Johnny Bateman is up. All right, I got Astros in the house. Yes, Lake, keep rolling. 24/7. Molly's in the house. How you doing, brother? Just woke up. Yeah, because it's 6 a.m. over there. Well, it's going to be 7 a.m. Well, it's about 6-hour difference, right? So I haven't gone to sleep yet. I slept all day. So Bateman, 2 outs. Mets are up 6-2. Bottom of the 9th. Jerry Kuzman's 1 out away from a complete game victory. Here's the pitch from Kuzman to Bateman. That's an 11. That's Ballpark. Ballpark 46 is going to make it a wheelhouse pitch. Bateman is 1 to 31, and that's a deep drive, and that's a 42, and that's going to be lined base hit to left. Jones cuts it off and gets it in to Harrelson. 2-out single, keeping the Expos' hopes alive, and it's Don Bosch. He's a switch hitter, batting righty against Kuzman. Here's the pitch from Kuzman. Defense, we're going to pull a card, and that's an error first base. We rolled a 12, so no matter what, it's going to be an error. What kind is it? A 1-base error? Is it a 2-base error? Let's see what happens. It's going to be a 1-base error. So that's going to be an error on Kranepool. So ground ball, and he has trouble getting the grip. Bounces, and Bateman and Bosch is safe on the error 3. E3. And that's going to be the tying run in the on-deck circle. They get a pinch hitter here. Pinch hitter. And we're going to bring in, who is that to pinch hit? Let's take a quick peek. I think Mac Jones is a lefty. We don't want to bring in a lefty. We want to look for a righty. We got Bob Bailey. Let's see if Bob Bailey's around. Let me take a quick peek because Clendenin is playing first base now, so Bob Bailey may not be around anymore. I think he was the first baseman they had to start the season. Let's take a look at the following game versus I don't see Bailey anymore. I see Floyd Wicker. Floyd Wicker. He may be a righty. Let's see if Wicker's around. And there he is, Floyd Wicker. He's another lefty. Holy smokes. All I got is lefties. Let's go one game further into the future. And that's Steve Miller Band, Into the Future. All right, I'm looking to see Wicker again, batting lefty. Klein. Wow. I can't find any righties. And I'm already into the Pittsburgh series, which is the next series for the Expos. Okay, I got Bobby Wine. He's available. I believe he should be a righty. Yeah, I don't think that that Bob Bailey's around anymore. He should be, but he may be on the injured list. So let me look for Bobby Wine. And he is a righty. So Bobby Wine's going to come out and pinch hit for Roy Face. So it's going to be Bobby Wine. And I'll tell you what Wine is looking like. Wine is I don't think he doesn't have a hit. I'm not even sure if he has an at bat. But his average is 0-0-0. All right, so with 2 outs, runners on first and second, it's going to be Bobby Wine. Steps in from the right side of the plate versus, put this in the wrong spot, versus Kuzman. Bosch on at first, Bateman on at second. 6-2 Mets. So there's some action in the Mets bullpen right now. We're going to try to give Kuzman the opportunity to finish this out. That's a tough out. That's exactly what Kuzman wanted to see. And that's strike 3, game over. Jerry Kuzman strikes out, throws a fastball right by Bobby Wine. And that's the ball game. Mets win it. Kuzman shakes Martin's hand. And Mets win it by a score of 6-2. The line score was 6 runs, 12 hits, 1 error for the Mets. Montreal had 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. And let's look at the box score, and I'll give you a quick. The win goes to Kuzman. He's 2-1. Mudcat Grant falls to 0-3. He takes the loss. I'm using the Replay Baseball video computer game to keep stats. J.C. Martin is going to be the MVP of the game. The Mets improve their record to 12-7, while Montreal falls to 6-13. Let's look at the box score. Boswell had 3 hits and improved his average to 309. 2 hits for J.C. Martin and for Kevin Collins. Collins has his batting average to 172 now. But J.C. Martin has got his average to 292. What else? Let's see. Kuzman's ERA is 1.34. Allowed 7 hits, 2 earned runs. J.C. Martin hit his first home run of the year in the 8th inning off Roy Face. Sacrifice fly for Cranepool. So Martin had 2 for 2 and drove in 2, and he's the MVP. He's the star of the game. We're going to go to interview J.C. Martin. And that's it for CP Cards and Dice. Having some lighting and seeing issues, to be honest with you. But this is a combination. We use the combination of fast action cards to make this a chartless game. I did not look at the charts once in this game. It was just everything off the cards. And, of course, there's some defensive and sacrifice bunts and stealing results that you pull from the fast action cards, which is a great way to go on this. I wouldn't do it any other way. And that's all she wrote. So we still have games 2 and 3. I'll tell you who's playing the next game or who's pitching the next game for the Mets. The pitching matchup for the next game will be, got to go back a little ways here because I moved forward to figure out who was on this Expo team. I needed a right-handed hitter, and I could not find one. So this was a Thursday game, I believe. Maybe I may be wrong. Yes. Okay, it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday series. And next is going to be, Tom Terrific is going against Mike Wedgner. I think it's Wedgner. I think that's how you pronounce it. Mike Wedgner. against Tom Terrific, the franchise. So the advantage goes to the Mets on that if the Mets can, support Seaver with a little bit of offense and a little bit of defense. So let's get Wedgner in there. I'll tell you a little bit about Wedgner. He's next. He was 5-14 with a 4.40 ERA, so the Mets are definitely going to have the advantage. And Tom Terrific. There it is. That's the pitching matchup for the next game. And this is CP Cards and Dice. Thanking everybody for stopping by. I may come on in a little while. If I can adjust my eyeballs, I may have to get some more light. I don't know what I got to do here, but I had a little bit issue. That's a little bit better. Reading the cards. And this is CP Cards and Dice, your host, and this is your home for chat, tutorials, strategy, player profiles, history, reviews, news, tips, unboxing, Topps baseball cards, and lots of chats and lots of rants. And that's all for now. CP Cards and Dice signing off. And keep on rolling. Take care, guys.